Welcome to the 3K to Exotic Trade-Up Challenge, where I start with an initial budget of only $3,000. And this is the very first car. The second car is the car number 3, is the fourth car, so car number 5, car number 6, car number 7, car number 8, car number 9, car number 10, and the 3K to Exotic. I just got in a car accident in a car number 10, and it is really looking horrible. Welcome to the 3K to Exotic Storytime Edition. In this video, I will share 3 main reasons why I created this series, why the Lamborghini Gallardo is the supercar I am going after. And by the end of this video, I will reveal every dream car that I would like to buy within this challenge on our way to the Gallardo, and most importantly, what is going to happen once we achieve our goal. Am I going to shut down this YouTube channel all satisfied while driving into the sunset in my cool 6-speed gated manual Gallardo? Stick around to find out. You might think that the only reason I created this trade-up challenge is to simply own an exotic car for $3,000. It's actually a lot deeper than that, and we'll cover that in this video. And there's definitely some validity to it, but I gotta disappoint you. It is not the main reason. In fact, it's not even in the top 3 reasons why I launched this challenge. I wanted to sell the hope to everyone who are into cars, to fulfill the dream of owning their own dream car. Most of us aren't financially blessed or lucky, not making hundreds of thousands of dollars to afford these supercars. We weren't born to rich families or whatever other financial reason. But all of us human beings have the ability to communicate and think, and in many cases think creatively, outside of the box. And I am like most people. I'm not coming from a wealthy family. In fact, I'm an immigrant. I moved to America in my early 20s. I didn't speak English, and all I had on me was $50 in my pocket. But I knew that once I step on American soil, everything will be possible. I am in the greatest country in the world, and that's all that mattered at the time. I knew that I will be able to create the life of my dreams, not only for myself, but also for my family, who wasn't that lucky to be able to get here. In modern world where we're all connected via internet and great platforms like YouTube, I thought, why don't I give hope to car people all around the globe while I'm documenting my journey getting to my dream car, using a little bit of creativity and negotiation skills that I had to learn with car buyers and sellers, and the initial budget of only $3,000, which I thought was attainable for almost anyone. And that is the hope I wanted to sell you, my friend. I'm doing all of this crazy but fun journey so you can do something similar. I understand I am lucky enough to be in America, and some of you are not, but doing something is still better than doing nothing. I'm yet to find someone who has done as transparent of a trade-up challenge as I am doing, so you can see it all for yourself without any fluff. The second reason is something I am always excited about. It is to improve my skills in various avenues of our lives. Doing something like a trade-up challenge while you're documenting the whole journey requires some serious skills. Wouldn't you agree? Let's break down the skills you need to acquire to do at least what I'm doing into 2 main categories, all right? It is the selling category and producing category, okay? And under the selling category, there's multiple actually very important skills. At least if you learn this category, you'll be good in life. I promise you, you'll be great in life. Anyway, we're gonna start with human psychology and communication ability. If you go out in the world, you're communicating with people whether you want it or not. You don't even have to talk to people directly. You're already sending some kind of signals and messages, which people are doing the same to you, verbal or inverbal, right? And then your ability to read the body language when you're talking to people, specifically in this case, buyers and sellers. Depending on how they're speaking with their body, you can actually navigate where the conversation, and specifically in sales, like when you're buying or selling, you can control the whole situation where it's gonna go, right? And that naturally flows into the next skill that you have to learn, which is the negotiation skill. Obviously, you wanna get a really great deal when you're buying it, and you wanna get a really great deal when you're selling it. And that also depends on human psychology and your ability to communicate with people. Besides that, product itself, in this scenario, the cars, now you have to acquire some skills and knowledge about the product. And that means how to find good deals, how to run numbers so you don't lose your pants every time you buy and sell. And then the market knowledge overall, depending on natural cycles of the economy, we always go from up and down and vice versa, right? When we live our lives, that's how it is. The economy goes up and it goes down. So you, because of that, have to learn how to navigate through the market as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. And once you know all of that, once you have the product already, you improved it somehow, right? That's another skill you want to learn. Then you have to know how to market it properly. That is the pictures in this scenario with cars, description, and your ability to package the whole thing and sell it and hopefully make money. At least in this scenario, that's the case when it comes to selling skills. And the second category of skills that you might not need, but I had to learn, is producing skills. Before YouTube Journey, I didn't know how all of this worked. Cameras to use, angles to approach when filming, cinematography aspect of it, storytelling aspect of it, which probably the most important skill. If one skill you have to learn in this category is the storytelling. When it comes to YouTube, it is specifically ideating and scripting and ability to hold your audience attention, which I am hoping I'm doing a better job now compared to my previous videos, older videos. So anyways, if I bore you to death, then you probably wouldn't listen to me, wouldn't watch me, correct? And then obviously editing and graphic designer skills, so much goes into it. So many people today are afraid of AI and robotics and how it will affect our ability to work and live our normal lives. But I truly believe that if you acquire communication skills, if you know how to properly sell yourself and the product that you believe could serve people, then learning how to package it and deliver it with a great story, as the result of these very skills, you will be irreplaceable in the rise of AI revolution. The point is, just making these silly videos while I'm on this trade-up journey have taught me so much and elevated my ability to be useful to society. At least that's my hope. And the third reason is for my kids. This will sound crazy, maybe even disturbing and delusional, but my biggest why is my kids that I will have hopefully in the future. Human beings will do very little for themselves. People always start and quit things the moment hardships arrive, and that's because you're mainly motivated by your own interest and your own agenda, and that will never stand the test of hard times. As humans, we always do more for others than we do for ourselves, which is a great thing. We're meant to serve others in God's image and creation. And knowing that about our nature, we can put our loved ones and whoever you care about in the center of our own goals and actually not give up and keep going. For me, that's my kids. The kids that I don't yet have. I'm in my early 30s right now, and realistically, I'm not gonna have kids probably until I'm in my late 30s, maybe even early 40s. And I totally understand that. I totally accept that. And I do want to have kids, actually. I think it's incredibly fun to bring the next generation to this world, to teach them, to raise them, to show them how to be good human beings. And I, at the same time, understand that whenever I do have kids, I am going to be a completely different person spiritually, mentally. My worldview will change. I'm not going to look at things and the whole world the same way I'm looking at it right now, which is totally normal. As we go through season of life, we change. We naturally do. And that is why I am making these silly videos. So whenever I do have kids, I'm going to be older again with different worldview, right? When they ask me, Daddy, what were you like when you were younger? I'm going to be able to tell them, obviously, but I'm going to be able to do that from the standpoint of future me with that worldview that I have at the time, not what I have today. So in that case, when they ask me, Daddy, what were you like in your early 30s? Then I'm going to say, that's a great question, son, daughter. Go subscribe to my channel and watch me have fun on YouTube. Anyways, speaking of kids, if you want to make some cute babies with me, DM me on Instagram, please. Women only. Now, there are other cars, really cool cars that I would like to own, not only within this challenge, but also just generally in life. I'm a car guy. That's self-explanatory, right? But specifically within this challenge, there are some cool dream cars that I would like to buy on our way to the Lamborghini Gallardo. And I have a specific list of these cars. So let's start with the 996 or 997, 911 generation, all right? I love those early 2000s 911s, and specifically the 996. It was hated so much when it came out. It's still hated to this day, and that's why the 996 generation 911 is the most undervalued, the cheapest 911s you can buy today. And base Carrera 911, 996 generation, I would be fine with it. I love those cars, all right? And you can find them for under $20,000, maybe somewhere somewhat like rough shape and higher miles, but nonetheless, that would be a cool car, I think, to own. And 997, obviously the next generation after that, more expensive and classier 911 design. So either 996 or 997, or even both. Why not both? The next one is the M3, specifically the E36 or E46. Those are my two favorite M3 generations. Don't you think it would be really cool to have one of the M3s? The next one is again M car, this time is M5, and specifically the E60 and or F10 M5. That would be cool. Imagine having the M5 within this challenge, which we will. I'm excited. I'm not sure when yet, but I am working on it, all right? So next one, let me go to my list, is the American sports car, which is the C5 or C6, or again, both. What do you guys think? Should I go after Corvettes or maybe a couple of them within this challenge? I was always curious, still curious, what it's like to own a Corvette. I never had it before, but you see them around, they're very popular and somewhat an easy sell as well. People always hunt after them. So it would be cool, I think, to have a Corvette. You guys let me know in the comment section. The next one is a little more exciting, the next dream car, and that is the Audi R8. Audi R8, how cool would that be? To buy the R8, which share the same V10 with the Gallardo at some point within this challenge. It would be so cool. I love R8s. When I started this trade-up challenge, I was thinking about making the R8 as the ultimate dream car that I was going after, but that would probably be easier and shorter challenge and journey, because you can buy even the manual V8 or V10, which is way harder, for under $100,000 as of today at least. So I wanted to obviously make the dream car a little more unattainable, I guess, if you can say that. But we'll get there no matter what. But R8, I think one of those dream cars I would like to, that's gonna be like a halo car within this challenge. Next, that's like a runner-up to the Gallardo, another dream car that I would like to own for sure. And another one is any Aston Martin. Like, I think DB9 or first generation Vantage would be really awesome to buy. The V8 Vantage manual or even automatic, whatever. I think that would be really cool, classic Bond car within this challenge. That's gonna sweeten our trade-up challenge for sure, right? So as you noticed, I don't really have any AMGs in this list. I am not a Mercedes guy, you probably noticed that. And the only Mercedes we got within this challenge, as of right now at least, we got in a car accident with it, so we didn't get lucky with that. But anyways, I do want to hear what AMGs you think I should make too in this challenge. Let me know in the comment section, or any other cars that you would want me to add to this dream car list before we get to the Gallardo. I'm super curious. Let me know in the comment section. Now, the logical question would be, which is still too early to talk about, what would I do next after we get to the Gallardo? This is still a very, very long way to go to the Gallardo, so answering this question in greater details wouldn't make sense, and I don't really have all the details. You have to stick around to find out. But once we get to the Gallardo, am I gonna shut down the YouTube channel? I genuinely have no idea. Well, let's get there. As you saw the dream car list, it is a massive list and it's gonna take us a while, which I'm okay with it because I'm enjoying this journey. I'm enjoying all of the cooler cars that we're getting to now. And obviously there's now of massive list that I just released it to you with all the dream cars that I want to get to. So this trade up journey just became even more interesting. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe another challenge. I'm not sure. You guys let me know what you want to do. But with that being said, I truly appreciate you for being here. This is not the part of the trade up journey episode, but this is something I wanted to sit down with you and talk about and share my thoughts and some ideas for future episodes. I'm truly grateful that you supporting and watching this journey. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and go support by buying my merch. Look at this merch. It's pretty cool, don't you think? 3K to Exotic merch, you guys. Go support me, and I'll see you in the next episode.